Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Trump White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt is proving yet again that any story is a story where she will add controversy and lies. Headline: Karoline Leavitt mocked for not war plans defense of Signalgate.
And the president and our team have been incredibly transparent about what happened. No classified information was shared in this group chat.
On X, Leavitt added, no war plans were discussed. Jeffrey Goldberg of The Atlantic received the text.
What are they arguing, that an attack is different than a war? They put operational details of a forthcoming attack on a terrorist organization into into a Signal chat that included phone numbers that they didn't recognize.
Text from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Time now 11:44 Eastern Time. Weather is favorable. Just confirmed with CENTCOM. We are at go for mission launch. 12:15 Eastern Time. F-18s launch first strike package. 13:45 trigger-based F-18 first strike window starts. Target terrorist is at his known location, so should be on time. Also, strike drones launch. 14:10 more F-18s launch.
They're talking about attacking and killing terrorists using various weapon systems. So she's just playing some sort of weird semantic game. I don't understand.
On Fox News, Levitt's semantic game started at the beginning of the interview.
White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt joins me now. So does the president have full confidence in his national security team?
President Trump absolutely has the full confidence in his national security team, Jesse.
Politico. Trump was upset at National Security Advisor Walz for having reporters celled, not just for potentially exposing national security secrets.
And the American people should be grateful to these individuals, and especially to President Trump, for putting together such a competent and highly qualified team.
Such a competent and highly qualified team? Chris Bury, longtime journalist at ABC News. Worst spin I've ever heard in more than 3 decades reporting on political figures.
As you so rightfully pointed out, the president and the national security advisor himself have taken responsibility and recognized that we are moving forward to ensure that communications are secure.
The president and national security advisor have taken responsibility? The national security advisor said everybody makes mistakes like this.
I'm sure everybody out there has had a contact where it was said one person and then a different phone number.
But you've never talked to him before, so how's the number on your phone? I mean, I'm not an expert in any of this, but it's just curious. How's the number on your phone?
Well, if you have somebody else's contact and then somehow it gets
someone
sucked
sent
in,
you that
it gets
contact.
sucked in.
It just got sucked in. Not I had his contact and entered it by mistake, but it just got sucked in.
But look, that's the part that we have to figure out. And that's the part that embarrassing, yes, but Pete and I are veterans.
And like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Mike Walz is now trying to smear journalist Jeffrey Goldberg.
But you've never met Goldberg. He's out there saying you guys have met in the past, but you've never met him.
No idea. Wouldn't know him if I bumped into him, if I saw him in a police lineup. Do now. Knew him by reputation about lying about the president over and over again. What I can tell you for certain, certainly wasn't reaching out or talking to him at all. Why would I?
Yeah, well, he's been one of the most vociferous, vituperative.
Yes, Mike Walz called Jeffrey Goldberg vile, which is rich given that Walz set up the battle plan chat on an unsecured platform and was lucky this moronic action didn't enable the Houthis to prepare and kill U.S. pilots. But the aggressive journalist is vile? Remarkable. Sadly, the smearing of Goldberg and the deflection away from the idiocy of the Trump cabinet secretaries is a strategy being amplified by Karoline Leavitt.
I think the Americans see the truth. They see past the sensationalist headlines from Jeffrey Goldberg and The Atlantic, which is a dying magazine.
Actually, The Atlantic is not dying. Headline, The Hill. The Atlantic tops 1 million subscribers and is profitable.
So we're going to continue to move forward. We have more great announcements, policy announcements, executive orders to be signed this week. We continue to secure the southern border, deport illegal aliens from American communities to make the lives of the American people safer.
Breathe, Karoline. Breathe.
We continue to unleash American energy to bring down the inflation nightmare that the Biden administration caused.
Actually, inflation is up under Trump. And as far as energy is concerned, The DOGE actions keep hampering oil production, most recently in Oklahoma. Adam Trumbley, the superintendent for the Osage Agency, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the federal agency that oversees oil and gas drilling on Osage Nation land, was fired last month as part of DOGE's budget cuts. The superintendent plays a critical role in managing and permitting new oil projects in the Osage Nation, and his firing set off a wave of panic about the future of new investments. Anyway, you get the picture with Karoline Leavitt. Literally everything she says is spin, nonsense, or flat out false. Naturally, she has become the leading spokesperson of all things Donald Trump and MAGA and the White House. Democrats also have a spokesperson of sorts. Former Biden Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a military veteran, has emerged as one of the most popular voices on the left on countless issues, and that now includes Signalgate. And unlike Karoline Leavitt, Pete Buttigieg delivers facts, thoughtfulness, and credibility.
We're talking about incredibly sensitive, highly classified information that they didn't just discuss on an unclassified system. They sent war plans to the wrong guy. Now, they're lucky, and we're lucky, that that wrong guy was a responsible, patriotic, ethical journalist who just had on this program who knew not to publish anything that could put people's lives in danger. But I got two questions on my mind. One, what if this had in fact gone to somebody else? I mean, somebody who could plausibly be in some of these people's cell phones. I don't know, the Chinese ambassador or Russian negotiator. And the other question on my mind is, how many other times has something like this happened? In my experience, both in the cabinet and as an intelligence officer, you would have to go out of your way to take classified information and move it into an unclassified system. I don't know if a lot of folks understand how this works, but it's not like there's a computer where you might get an unclassified email and a classified email in the same inbox. They're not even the same computers. By design, it is very difficult for information to move from one system to the other unless somebody goes out of their way to do that. And, you know, I don't want to speculate on how the FBI will respond to this or how Congress will respond to this, but I know that it was drilled into us back when I was an intelligence officer that if you ever took top secret information, moved it over to an unclassified system and disclosed it, that would be a crime.
Pete Buttigieg, matter of fact, calm, and direct. And then there is Karoline Leavitt, who cannot seem to utter even a single sentence without making things up and generating controversy. Amazing. By the way, Trump Attorney General Pam Bondi is now getting slammed for her smears on a federal judge.
This one federal judge, again, thinks he can control foreign policy for the entire country, and he cannot.
Pam Bondi's comments, Anna, were of a piece with what we've seen in the first 2 months of the Trump administration, an assault on the Constitution.
Question should be, why is a judge trying to protect terrorists who have invaded our country?
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Leanne, who wrote, Pam Bondi, Karoline Leavitt, etc., all a joke. Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about Karoline Leavitt getting busted over her breathless lies about Signalgate. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.